according to Iranian state media, officials describe the explosions. They are calling these explosions a terror attack. CNN's Nada Bashir is following this for us. Nada, what is the latest?
Well, this is certainly a developing story, John. We are still getting more details from officials and media on the ground in Iran. But in the last hour or so, we have seen that death toll steadily rising. At least 103 killed and 141 injured, according to state media in Iran, citing officials on the ground. Some of those injured are said to be in a critical condition, and we have seen that dramatic footage emerging from the scene, showing crowds running away from the site of the blast. We've seen ambulances and emergency services gathering, rushing people to nearby hospitals. Now, of course, we are still getting more details around the specifics around these twin blasts, according to state media, again citing officials on the ground. The first blast took place about 700 meters away from the burial site of the late Iranian commander Qasem Soleimani. The second blast took place about a kilometer away from the checkpoints and path in which pilgrims had been passing through to visit the burial site. Now, important to note that there would have been huge crowds at the time of these blasts. Today marks 4 years since the commander Qasem Soleimani was killed in a US strike on Baghdad International Airport, ordered by then US President Donald Trump. So we would have been expecting to see huge crowds around there. And of course, this comes at a time of heightened tensions in the region. And while we are still waiting to get more details around the specifics of the motive perhaps behind the attack, who may have carried out the attack, Iranian state media, again citing officials, have characterized this as a terrorist attack. But again, there are tensions mounting around the region, particularly when it comes to groups that are either allied to or backed by Iran. That is certainly the case here in Lebanon. We are today expecting to hear from the Secretary General of the Iran-backed group Hezbollah. Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah expected to speak in just about an hour or so. So we will be waiting to see what he has to say about the situation in Iran, and of course commemorating the death of Qasem Soleimani. Important to note, of course, that this is just a day after we saw another attack here in Beirut, in the building behind me. A senior Hamas commander, Saleh al-Aruri, killed in a strike on Tuesday evening. According to a US official, that strike was carried out by Israel. Hamas certainly pointing the finger squarely at Israel, but at this stage Israeli officials neither claiming responsibility nor denying responsibility for that strike. John?